Alright, so this video will be kind of like an extra for myself. I'll still post it just because I have something to reference in case I get lost or forget where shit goes. I'm gonna take apart the throttle body, clean it, because it's all gunked up and shit inside here. Yeah, and then delete some shit I don't need. Figure out what most of this stuff is. I know that's something for the idle at cold weather or something like that. And then I don't know what this is for. There's some shit. TPS, I'm assuming. So I'm gonna go and do that, do some research and clean it, make it look decent. And same with the upper intake plenum. I know this is the butterfly that people delete, the secondary butterflies, secondary throttle body, whatever they call it. So I also am going to polish this one. I did polish the lower one. I'll show you guys that somewhere. It came out decent, okay. So I might do that. I am going to do this on the upper one too. This looks like it'll be a lot easier. Like a lot easier. But yeah, that's what I'm going to do. And then just show some shit as I go, I guess. Alright, so I'm gonna start with the throttle body, and most of these bolts are like super fucking tight because they've probably never been off, like all these Phillips and shit. So I'm gonna use a impact screwdriver. Basically, it's a fucking screwdriver, and you hit on it with a hammer, and it breaks them loose. This is on Amazon if you guys want it or whatever. It works perfect actually. So you basically put it in there somewhere where you need it, and then just beat on it. And then once you have them loose, you can just use a regular screwdriver. Take all this shit. I'm gonna try to clean that stuff off. But I do want to take off these plates off though. To clean up, see how fucking, I don't think you can see. See how dirty it is in there, in that shit? Like all that, I think it's fucking disgusting. So I'm gonna take out, I'm gonna take out the plates off and clean them inside. I am gonna beat on them with the impact, so don't judge me for that. Just don't get too crazy with it. I mean, you don't want to break anything. So these are the bolts for the throttle body. The screws have no washers, remember that. They round off like really fucking easy. So I might have to get new ones. Alright, so we got all the screws out. Now I'm gonna take apart all this shit. And this is how it is right now, just for future reference. So this is spring on top here, just the hook underneath this shit. and then up here these end up right there. The bolt, the nut for the rod, I'm assuming, the other rod, and that ends up right there, set like that. This adjuster screw nut thing, I'll probably just leave that untouched, but it's resting on this. And then this other side over here is crazy. Look at this. I'm gonna take this thing off next and go from there. Spring goes around this loop and loops around this rod, and then loops around that area right there. That's for future me. Alright, so these are a lot longer than the other bolts, and they have a washer, remember that, for the idle warm-up valve thingy, which I might remove. I need to figure if I can remove it. So here is this shit. There is a gasket on it. Came off in one piece. So I'm gonna try to reuse this shit. If I can, make some kind of block off plate here, I will. So now I gotta remove these rods out. So I might just zap these nuts off and see what happens. So nut, washer, oh, this is a weird washer. So remember this bad boy. And this is for the top, the top double sevens. And then that's it for that one. The bottom one, the single bottom throttle body plate. Same thing, nut, washer, and that's it on that one. And then I think this is gonna all come off right now. Alright, let me see if I can take off this thing. Oh, this is not gonna come off without that coming off. So this all has to come out right now, somehow. So these come off together once I unhook them. So once those are out of the way, hopefully this thing comes out right now. Just remember these go like that. And this motherfucker went in. Remember this thing went in like this. So this was a washer too. And this comes out like that. Sits in this groove right here, which is notched, so it goes in like that. And then all this other stuff can come off. I know this thing's gonna go crazy right now, so grab it all together because it's gonna spring. And there we have this shit now. Remember, it went in like this. that. This hook goes around that. Alright, I'm gonna take off this, I don't know, adjuster of some sort. And that's laying on this part of the pivot. But these do have a washer. This size. The nut is this, bolt is this size. But you will have to break this nut loose so you can take it all the way out actually. $17. Back at whatever adjustment it was set. So just slowly pry on it. But watch out for these bad boys here, because you gotta and then watch out in the bottom part too, because they have this thing comes out all together like this. So when you start pulling on this part, it looks like this thing comes out too, and there's a washer in there, or some kind of sleeve. So I guess keep an eye on that. This is the pivot angle. I mean, it probably only goes in one way, but up, so you don't put it in possibly backwards like that or something. It goes in like this. Here's that sleeve. And just slowly pull this shit out. There's a lot of fucking pieces, dude. So there's a sleeve, center sleeve thingy, and then the outer one. So it's all sandwiched together. Remember that. Remember that, future me. They appear to be the same, left or right, so it doesn't really matter. The center one doesn't seem to matter. Same shit. And then these springs are the same, so I don't think it matters either. Now I have to figure out how to take off these rods somehow, but now I can reach the other screw for that adjuster. So remember to put this thing in first before you put all this shit in. These plates do slide. They slide through the bar, and just like that. Okay, so remember the 7 is pointing towards the outside. It's pointing out the engine, if that matters. There we go, those are out now. So remember, this part comes out like this. It sits in that groove like that. Let's put the nut on so we don't round or mushroom the top off. Out. Now we can get in here and really clean up this shit. Little plate it out. Now I'm gonna take off. I'm not gonna take off the small ones. I'm gonna try to see if I can get in the big ones back here and take off the whole plate with it. So here are the bolts for that sensor, the throttle position sensor, whatever you want to call it, mounting bracket, long bolt with a washer, long screw, 2 of them. So here's that. And this is gonna come out. This is coming out like this. So this is kind of just dangling right now. I don't know if it should be doing that. And this comes out all together. Just like that. This one was way easier. And there we go. Bare throttle body for the most part. Now I'm gonna clean this shit real good. Clean up all these parts real good. And then I'm gonna take apart the top part too, because I want to put all these bolts in the tumbler together to clean it. So I'm gonna set it up right now and then go from there. Alright, so this is the top plant I'm all polished. Throttle body all put back together now. All the parts are clean now. I did put these all in the tumbler, like I was saying, like I mentioned, showed you guys last time. It does leave a little bit of residue, but I mean it's way cleaner than it was before. All the bolts got cleaned up. I don't know what the fuck this is still. Everything's put back together. I did go back and watch my own video because I forgot how to put it back together, and it took me a while, but it is feasible, so I know that video is good for something. Everything's still loose. Everything's clamped around. I made a block off plate. Oh yeah, the secondary butterflies, the ones that go through here on the intake itself, not the throttle body but the intake. I took those off, made a block off plate for it. So I'm done with that. I don't need to worry about that anymore. But yeah, this is it put back together now. Oh, and I painted the throttle body. Just some spray paint, nothing. Once it was all taken apart, I spray painted it all. Nothing too fancy, but it looks cleaner now. The inside in here too. It opens a lot easier now. It doesn't have that Japan corrosion now. I still need to tighten these bolts. I'm gonna take them back out and put Loctite on them. You don't want these fuckers coming off. But yeah, this is it right here.